Hey guys, it's Nina here and welcome for the first time to our Legacy Challenge. We're actually going to be doing the A to Z Super Legacy Challenge. Now, I've never actually made like dedicated Sims content for YouTube, so this is going to be new for us. So this is all very new. If you guys have, seen me on stream, or if you've seen my anime channel, then you would see that I usually do things a little bit differently. So if I am a little bit nervous, then there might be a reason for that. In this video, we're just going to check out, the sim that we're going to be starting the legacy off with and the basic rules and terms of this challenge. So let's just get into it. So with this challenge, of course, we're going to start from A to Z. And typically a legacy challenge is 10 generations, and this one is going to be 27. So, well, at least I think that's how many letters are in the alphabet. But so that's why it's called a Super Legacy Challenge. Of course, our generation, like our family name, is going to be Sanant. I've read that it had something to do with like verbiage and like linguistics and all that fun stuff. And we picked Astro because her main thing is going to be being an astronaut and also being an athlete. So that kind of meshes the two worlds here. She's also going to be focusing on acting, archaeology, apothecary, and angling. So there's a lot to do. Plus, I usually play on a long legacy challenge, like long lifespan in my personal legacy challenge. So doing this here on a normal legacy challenge, it does feel like a lot, but that might make it more fun. So that's my hope, that's my dream, is that it's stressing me out would be more exciting for me because I've never actually done a full legacy. Typically I would go to maybe 7 or 8. This is the longest I've ever gone, maybe twice in my life, and I've been playing The Sims since Sims 2. So I'm hoping that this will encourage me to really get invested and get involved, and hope that this goes on for a really long time. Of course, we're also going to be doing collections as well. So we're going to be doing alien collections and artifacts and axolotl collections. Of course, everything's going to be starting with A because we're starting off with A. And her likes as well, if you can't really see, we haven't started doing it yet, but she's going to be more alternative, obviously, because it starts with A. It says that we should start in the arts quarter, that's in San Myshuno, but that's a little tweak that I'm gonna have as well, because we're also supposed to be starting this person as a toddler, and I'm not gonna do that. So that's one thing I'm not gonna do, and I'm not gonna start in the arts quarter, because for me, I like doing it per world. So I'm not gonna start in San Myshuno, I'm gonna start in Willow Creek, and then I'm gonna go on from there. So those are the two only exceptions that we're gonna be doing here. Another thing that we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to join the avant-garde club. We're gonna have to marry an alien, adopt a child, own an arcade machine, and an aquarium. So there's just everything with the letter A. All right, it does feel like a lot because it's listed in such a way, but it really isn't that much. You just have to join the club the one time. You may marry an alien would be the hardest one, but you adopt a kid the one time. You know what I mean? A lot of these things are you just do it once, and it's not something that you have to do consistently. The only thing that would really make this a little bit harder is the fact that we have to do all the aspirations that start with A. Obviously, I'm not going to complete all of them. I'm not insane, but we're going to do most of that here. We also have to ride an aqua zip and attend alien night at a bar. So that would probably make it easier for us to do the whole Marian alien thing. I did just play Not So Berry Gen 3 on stream, if you see my shirt. But that was the first time I ever went to 6M. So going from there to immediately trying to marry an alien again, and I'm here thinking, oh my gosh, I have to max out the rocket skill, you have to max out the science skill, and all that. It's no, you don't have to. Apparently you just have to go to alien night and we can marry an alien from there. So I really, like I said before, I don't think that it's going to be that hard. It feels that way. I don't think it's gonna be. We'll see if I regret those words. Another thing we have to do is we have to meet Alice. That's the Ghost of Morningville. I think that came from Ravenwood. That's the Life and Death pack. I never finished playing Life and Death, but I did play a good amount of it. I never got to the Edith stuff, so that's gonna be new for me. So if I am correct, that's gonna be pretty exciting, and I want to see more of that stuff, especially since this is going to be a more alternative sim. I try to make sims that I like to play, that I would be invested in. And again, if you've seen my streams and stuff like that, I have a very specific way of making my sims. I like having my sims tall. This sim has the tall mod, so she's actually taller than your average sim. I like when my sims have broad shoulders. I like when they have thick arms, you know what I mean? I just like that. So I try to make her as digestible for me as possible, because I'm going to be playing with her for a while. If I'm going to be invested in what she has to do and all the stuff that she's interested in, and I have to like her. And I really do, of course, I've definitely made better Sims. I haven't like really done cast that much in a while, and plus I took all of my CC out, so it took a little bit. I think it's gonna take a little bit of growing on me, but I do genuinely think that I like her a lot. So as you can see, we're getting into the alternative vibe. I want to give her tattoos, but I want to do it in game, like in the gameplay. So I want to go to a Nordhaven and like pay for a tattoo and get the tattoo. Like that's what I want to do. So I'm really excited for all of that, and I can't wait to actually get to play with her. She seems like so much fun. The other things that we have to do is we need to get Alice's Sorrow quest. I've never heard of that. Again, I'm assuming this has something to do with like Ravenwood. I'm assuming. I'm guessing. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't know what that is. So I'm excited to see what that's all about, and I can't wait to like get into like the ghosty stuff and get like really like into the graveyard like type situations. I think that's what we're going to be doing a little bit, and I can't wait to do all that stuff with this sim. The last thing on the list here is we need to woohoo in an animal shed. Now it does kind of feel out of the blue, you know what I mean? The fact that we're like a astronaut athlete who's alternative and we're gonna woohoo in an animal shed. But hey, it starts with A. I don't see why not. We're gonna there are other like animal focused stuff that we'll be doing as well. There's gonna be like yeah, we have to do angling as well, so I can see how I can spin it to make it not as weird that like she's also kind of into nature. I also have other mods, of course. If you follow me on Twitter and like Twitch and stuff like that, you would know that I've been collecting a lot of different mods to not make my game feel modded, but just to make it different enough that like I feel it feels fresh and new for me. Again, it's really hard for me to like complete a legacy and stuff like that, so I want to really make sure that I get everything like comfortable and situated so that everything is a bit different for me. So there are definitely mods that we have. Like there's going to be a save file that I've never played in before that we're going to be playing in. It's like the ultimate save file from Plumbob Kingdom, I think it is, that we're going to be playing in. So that's going to be brand new for me. And we have mods that like I haven't used in a really long time, like Basemental. So I'm thinking, since she's she's going to be alternative, she's going to like animals, I feel like we might you know what I mean, we might so I don't know, we'll see. I think the hardest parts of this would be the athletic part and the astronaut part. So because if they're both on their own, they do have a lot of bulk to them since they're a base game, so it has a lot of content in those things alone. So I think juggling those two typically wouldn't be an issue for me, because again, I usually do like long lifespan when I do my personal legacies, so I have like 2 to 3 like aspirations during their adult life that my sims would usually do. So it's like, no big deal. But this is going to be in a normal lifespan, so this is definitely new territory for me, for doing multiple aspirations for an adult sim in a normal lifespan. I was thinking about doing short, but it's like, whoa, this is my first like legacy, and it's a super legacy. I feel like we should take a step back and not go too crazy with it. But I those are probably the things that I'm concerned about the most. I'm not going to stress myself too much to absolutely 100% everything. I'm not going to stress myself too much with that, but I do think that of course I'm going to try to 100% them all the time, and of course my sims are going to probably last until they're elders. I don't kill my sims that often, but I do want to incorporate the wishing well, so we can see what we can do with that. If things happen, they happen, especially since she's going to be like, I'm assuming, doing like Ravenwood type things. I'm assuming that, so I do believe that we're gonna be dibble dabble in this generation, at least in life and death, so we can see what's going on with that. My only thing is that this challenge starts this sim off as a toddler, and I just didn't want to like start with a different sim that wasn't like the first generation and raise her as a baby. I didn't want to do that. So we are missing like the whole like angelic trait as a toddler, like that's a whole section. And then as a child, you're supposed to be like an artistic prodigy and active, which obviously would make sense going forward because she's supposed to join like the avant-gardes and she's supposed to like be an athlete and all that stuff. So it makes sense if you start from the very beginning, but just for this specific sim, we wouldn't be doing that. So I do miss I feel like I'm missing out. I'm getting a little bit of FOMO in regards to that, especially since as a teenager you're supposed to have the argumentative trait and the admired icon aspiration. She does seem like she would be more social, not like an introvert type of alternative person, but you know, she's going to be going to like, you know, avant-garde clubs. She's going to be talking to aliens at bars and stuff like that. So it makes sense that she would be more like social. So I wish that I would have gotten to know her better, if that makes sense. That we could have started from the beginning and like it comes together more like as a storyline. If you start from the beginning, just jumping in and having all these things about this sim, it just kind of feels like a lot. So I definitely do think that it might be a little bit overwhelming in the beginning, but again, this is just for this generation, and of course going forward we would be starting with babies, and I just can't wait to see like how everything plays out with all the mods that I've gotten, and you know, doing this new thing, new challenge for me, and just a new format of everything. I really genuinely cannot wait to see what happens with that. There are also some likes that I'm setting up here as well that we're supposed to be taking care of. So of course, you know, she likes acting, apothecary, archery, and all that stuff, and alternative music and Americana. And there's also Art Deco and Queen Anne that she's supposed to like as well. Typically with a challenge like this, I would start with like an empty lot, but because I'm starting in the ultimate save file, I'm starting on a lot that already has a house on it, and I opened it and I really like the house, so I'm gonna keep it. So I will add stuff that have like Art Deco and Queen Anne stuff to it, but the actual house itself that we're already starting with isn't going to be exactly that, but I'm not mad about it. Again, it has to be something that I enjoy, that I like. So I really like the house that I picked for her, and I can't wait to actually play in it. So that's what's exciting for me. And of course, her final traits, the ones that we're going to be starting off with, are going to be art lover, active, adventurous, ambitious, and animal enthusiast. So of course, like Rita can't do all of those right now. We'll have to like acquire some of them as we're doing the gameplay, but those are what we're working with right now for this. So yeah, these are going to be coming out every Saturday at noon. That's 12 p.m. Eastern. So I'm super excited. I don't know how this is going to go. Again, this is new territory for me. I'm very nervous and I can't wait to see where this goes. I'm super excited, and I hope you are too. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here for our first video ever technically on this channel. And I can't wait to see where we go from here. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you whenever the heck I see you again, which hopefully going to be every Saturday. Okay, goodbye.